Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a totally new playbook for the AI economy. It's a world where your most valuable asset? Well, it isn't what you know, but who you are.
So get this, we are heading into a future where plumbers could actually earn more than lawyers. On the regular. I know, sounds a little crazy, right?
But this isn't some wild prediction. It's a huge signal that the fundamental rules of our economy are being totally rewritten by AI as we speak.
To really wrap your head around what's happening, you gotta look back about 150 years to this economic idea called the Jevons Paradox. It basically says that when technology makes something way more efficient, we don't use less of it. We actually end up using way more.
Okay, think about old school Hollywood. Not that long ago, it took a crew of about 150 people to produce just one TV show. It was a massive, super expensive operation.
But then technology just completely changed the game. All of a sudden, you had these small teams, we're talking like 5 to 10 people, launching their own hugely successful YouTube channels right from their homes. So what was the result? Well, technology didn't kill the entertainment industry at all. It was like pouring gasoline on a fire. It created hundreds of thousands of new jobs for creators, way more than were ever lost.
So this kind of disruption, yeah, it creates a ton of opportunity. But with AI, there's this massive, hidden risk that almost nobody is talking about.
$650 billion. Just let that number sink in. That's how much money is being poured into the physical stuff that powers AI, we're talking data centers, this year alone.
But here's the catch with that giant investment. The financial model just doesn't work. The spending is completely off the charts, but the actual revenue to back it all up, it just isn't there. The math doesn't add up.
And you know what? It gets even worse. When we built train tracks, they lasted for a century. Roads? 50 years. But these incredibly expensive data centers, they're basically obsolete in just 3 to 4 years.
What this does is create a totally unsustainable bubble. A bubble that some economists think is going to trigger a massive financial meltdown by 2029, exactly 100 years after the Great Depression.
So, okay, in a world that's staring down this level of disruption, how do you even begin to prepare? What are the skills that will actually keep you and your career from sinking?
You know, the answer isn't a specific job title. It's a whole different way of thinking. It's about learning to think like an entrepreneur. And you do that by following the simple 6-step loop. Find an opportunity, test it out without spending a lot of money, build something people actually love, make your first sales, grow it, and then, move on to the next big idea.
And the goal here has totally shifted. This isn't about becoming the next tech billionaire. It's about using all these new tools to build a small, successful business that gives you real control and freedom in your life.
And this, right here, illustrates the new playbook perfectly. Sure, AI can write your code, it can build your app in a week, but you know what it can't do? It can't host the dinner party. It can't run a workshop. It can't build a real human community around what you've made.
So what is your single biggest asset in this new economy? It's not your fancy degree or all your expertise. It's your ability to connect with other people.
For decades, the whole point was to be impressive, right? We were all taught to show off our complex charts, our technical know-how, all our expertise.
But let's be honest, we are drowning in data and AI-generated stuff. In a world like this, the one thing that truly cuts through all that noise and connects with people is a shared human experience. It's your story.
Your personal intellectual property. It's not some patent. It's everything you've lived through. Your wins, your failures, all the lessons you learned the hard way. That is the one story that only you can tell.
Just think about it for a second. AI has access to all the information in the entire world, but it has zero lived experience. That is the one thing it can never, ever replicate, and that's your ultimate advantage in this new AI economy. So the real question you need to ask yourself is, what's your story?